October 9th, 2025. Start with a roll call. So we start at that end of the table.
Amy Sarah Lemon.
Make sure your mic's on. And speaking to the mic.
Amy Sarah Lamena.
Cliff Brody.
Amanda Matuzik.
Jeff Corbin.
John Marr.
Carol Carey.
Tony Doherty.
Laura Robertson.
Okay, so first,
Oh, Linda.
oh, yeah.
Linda Choquetti.
Okay, so first, we have two sets of minutes to discuss and approve. So for the minutes of August 14th, anyone have any comments?
I have a comment on line 45. It says the council decided to send another email summary. That's not a thing that we, that's incorrect. We continue to just send a monthly update. It's not like we decide every week. So maybe just reaffirm that the monthly email summary of the meeting will be sent. Oh, I don't have any of my thing on. I'm sorry, I have to say that all over again.
Well, yeah, you do.
And move the mic closer to you, yeah.
Line 45, where it says the council decided to send another email summary of the meeting. We decided about, I think, 4 months ago that we would just automatically send an email summary to the highway superintendent and also to the town supervisor. So
Should we just say like the council discussed this month's summary of the meeting and future plans?
that's good. That's good with me.
Okay.
But was this the first time we sent a copy to the town supervisor?
No, that was the second, because I sent one previously, and then Chet sent the second one to the supervisor.
But this is the first. Oh, it is. He did. You did send it to
The fir-
supervisor?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
yes, to the supervisor and also to the assistant superintendent.
The supervisor of the town of Niskuna, though. Aaron.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes,
Not
yes,
the-
yes.
And then there's a September one.
I don't. Well, regardless, it wasn't that we decided to send another one. It was that we had already decided to send them on a monthly
So
basis.
decided to continue sending them every month.
Continue sending.
Well, yeah, okay. Should we
Mhm.
change that then to continue sending? That's
Yes.
probably even better.
Yes,
Okay.
that's it for me.
There were a couple of typos.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I think there were a couple of typos. And Mike is on. I think maybe line 68 to 70 should read for the town or some way to get more water.
Yeah, there was 3 lines I found very confusing. I'm not sure what was trying to be said there.
August.
Yeah, so
Yeah, so it says the council discussed the logistics of watering recently planted trees and getting people to water.
but then after that, it says they also discussed trying to get a watering truck for the town of some way to get more water on public planted
Oh, it's
trees.
Probably,
Or-
I think
or,
it's
yeah.
or, right?
that makes sense.
Or some way to get, and it should be,
2 words.
yeah,
Some ways to.
yes,
Oh,
or
yeah, I see.
some way
90.
to get more water to the public planted trees
Yeah.
rather than on. And I'll just, since we're there, I'll just continue. Line 71 and 72 struck me as a completely different topic from the rest of the paragraph. Kind of suddenly, we just suddenly talk about people slipping on hot sidewalks. Nothing to do with the, in,
That's you, Laura.
Out a little bit. Sorry, I left my computer at home and we're in a new room, so it's like a lot. Oh, yeah. I mean, we could just remove that.
yeah,
Whole line.
okay, okay. And so remove that last sentence,
Strike
line
71.
71, 72. Yeah.
I had a typo on line 37. It starts on line 36. Ms. Carey stated that the first
Yeah.
thing was to figure out, take out the D.
Okay, yep. 37.
I also had a comment on line 60. Starting on 59, and send an email blast to increase social media visibility with Ms. Erin Cassidy Dorian's department. I guess assisting, is that what we call them, or isn't it like the town supervisor?
No, I think it was, they were going to assist. We can start,
Send an email.
but you're right, it's incorrect.
I don't know how we want to
Her
reword.
department assists with Facebook and the town newsletter. And an email to blast to increase social media.
Like Ms. Erin Cassidy Dorian's department? What do
Yeah,
we mean by her
Apostrophe
department?
S, like the supervisor's department, like
Okay.
her executive secretary, does the Facebook and the town's newsletter.
So do we want to say the town supervisor's department, or?
How about with assistance from the town supervisor's department?
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
fine.
That's
Mhm.
good.
I had one other comment on
Sure.
line 81.
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Robertson and Ms. Bloom discussed our thorny versus thornless honey locust. I wasn't quite sure what we were
Yeah,
saying there.
that sentence seemed, just kind of popped in there, kind of.
It was
Oddly.
actually a relatively long conversation.
Yeah, I remember that. Maybe it's just the R.
But it got
Doesn't
turned
need to be
into a
there?
single sentence.
So maybe just the R does not need to be there.
You gotta take out the R, discussed, but the ARE.
Yeah,
but
discussed. Yeah, just remove the R. Thorny versus thornless honey locust. Yeah.
We don't really say what you discussed about them, but
It did get shortened. That was when we were talking about whether or not which kinds you could buy with the thorns and what Northern had available and that kind of thing.
we don't, we'll just take out the ARE and just say,
And you want to take them.
Any other suggestions?
Yeah, I think on line 86, just a little bit further, it should say that we really have been planting.
Mhm.
Line?
86.
86.
I think it was, if I recall, because I'm in that sentence, adding more trees to the list that we really have preferred planting, or we're encouraging planting, something on that order, because I think we were talking about wanting to skew, as much as everybody loves a good red maple, skewing it more toward
That is what you were saying.
diverse
Yeah.
species rather than an accidental monoculture.
Yeah, so we could say adding more trees to increase the diversity of the list. And leaving red maple off the list. Yeah, okay.
And I think it's a really minor thing, but I think Celts might be spelled differently in different places.
Oh, I can check that.
I have there's a question, line 81. I have a question. Ms. Blum presented an updated tree planting list for the board to use as guidance for tree planting. Should that be the board, or do we want a planting list for the council or the
Yeah,
highway
it should be
department?
council.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. And then in lines 81 through 84, or 83, Ms. Lamena, no, not that one. Next line. The council agreed not to, what the hell? Sorry.
It seems.
Yeah, I know. I have some notice. Someone suggested we not, oh, yeah, I'm sorry. It was Ms. Lamena discussed putting the list online. And I thought someone had suggested that we not put it online because we didn't want random people to find the list online and then request it.
Yeah,
Well,
that was discussed.
I recall that it was a different list. Lists trees that we recommend for people who if they wanted to plant them on their own, which is very different from the trees that we make available as street trees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was definitely a recommendation
Okay.
Right.
of plantings in Niskayuna for, for things that are not street
Yeah.
trees, like I've got something
Yeah.
that's
Right.
20 feet off of the street tree line,
Mhm.
but I want to be able to, it is on.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Sorry.
And then line 90 is a complete repeat of what was on the bottom of the previous page. Maybe we just discussed it again, so maybe it should show up again. But this was, line 90 was the council reaffirmed the importance of planting trees at bus stops this year if possible.
So I
the-
think that's,
The bottom previous page, the council agreed to look into trees at the town's bus stops to provide essential shade.
yeah, I mean, I think because these are AI minutes, it also tries to make sure that it follows the agenda.
Okay,
So if we want to change it, we can change it. It's up to you guys.
I don't care. I'm fine.
Okay. It's very important to plant trees at bus stops.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, because I think that's actually what, the whole heat island thing was why I was
Yes.
talking to you guys about the
Yes.
people collapsing on the sidewalks. But
Yeah.
Anyone else? Anyone want to make a motion?
Move to accept the minutes as with those changes.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, it's unanimous. Okay. Okay, so we approved those minutes and now let's do the minutes of September 11th.
I just had a couple comments.
Okay,
Line 48, is it hop hornbeam? And if it is, isn't it 2 words?
I don't know that off the top of my head, but I am very comfortable checking it and making it. Yeah.
Okay.
Does it have a dash? Yeah. Okay. So let's add the dash.
And then the other is kind of the whole,
But at least always separated
It looks like it can be, no, it can be all one word or it can have a dash after hop.
after hop.
okay. The other one is the whole line 115. Well, it starts before with the tree master plan and incorporating what Jeff had said about, well,
Hmm.
replacing trees in for inch, and then Margaret explaining that. We have it all in the meeting minutes, but we don't have it in the tree management plan.
Yeah.
I mean, these are the
Actually-
meeting minutes, so I guess we don't have to discuss that
Well,
here.
I actually went back and listened to that. And in the meeting, we went back and forth, but I think we decided we did want to try and add it into the tree master plan, which is okay because it's a draft. So we can still add it in there.
Okay.
but we should probably inform the rest of our council that we didn't put it in.
Well, the minutes are a reflection of what was said at the meeting.
Right, I know,
Yeah.
but now it's,
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
call
yeah,
that
yeah.
in new business.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that on tonight's agenda? Like talking about that or?
Well,
something.
the tree management plan has been sent on to the
Oh.
town supervisor and the highway department. So for
Yeah.
review.
no,
But
That doesn't mean it can't be changed because they may have comments and the
Okay.
town supervisor may have comments. And then they'll probably call for a public hearing or maybe they wouldn't. But they may all have comments before it gets adopted. So.
but that is an important addition.
Yeah, so there was a lot of discussion back and forth, like John didn't want to blindside anybody with that. So he wanted to have that discussion with them before we put it in the plan.
also on the same issue, since we're here, I was also thought that, again, maybe I got it wrong. I thought Margaret or someone explained that it wasn't, the way it's worded here at line 118, the developer must plant a replacement tree that matches the total trunk diameter.
Well-
Isn't it with the total of the replacement trees to equal the total of the ones we
Yeah.
cut down? Yeah,
Yeah, so we can make that, yeah, because you
Okay.
wouldn't, if you took down a 30-inch tree, you can't.
yeah,
replant-
right,
yeah.
right. So it must plant replacement trees with the total diameter equal to the total of those cut down.
Yep.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
More comments on these minutes?
I just have one more on line 149, where it said the primary concern is funding. And that was about for the tree planting. I mean, that was a concern we wanted to make sure, but it's not, our primary concern was getting all of them planted, not that we had sufficient funds. So just a concern
Yeah, we could do that.
is funding.
I had a couple, kind of minor.
Mhm.
Line 22, I think sycamore should probably be capitalized. I think we tend to capitalize the trees or tree types,
Yeah, we do.
species.
Mhm.
Yep.
Line 27,
Mhm.
I think it should be adopt, not adopted.
Right.
Um, sorry. Oh, line 90 should probably be Mr. LaSalle.
Mm. Yeah.
And then line 92, I think is Trustco instead of trust, right?
Mm.
Yep, got it.
And then last but not least, line, I think 147, should we say Ray Smith, Superintendent Ray Smith or Superintendent
Mhm.
Smith?
Very good.
Oops. Yep. Mhm.
Okay. All right. I have a question. I'm not sure. On line 52, the developer is proposing to use native seeds for the turf area. Do we mean to say seeds or species
Turf areas.
for the turf area? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. Thank you. And I also had something on line 135. So in the structure of this here, this is under VII reports. And number 1 is Public Outreach Committee. Number 2 is Tree Inventory. So then 3 would be Tree Planting Subcommittee. So line 135, that shouldn't have a 3 in front of it.
Okay. Yep. We'll just get rid of that number
Yeah.
then.
Okay, anyone else? Anything? Okay. I'll make a motion.
Amy and then Amanda.
You don't want to second it?
I'll second it.
You're all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, it's unanimous. Okay, so now we have privilege of the floor today. So Laura, you can introduce her.
Yeah, yeah.
All set?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, my name is Michael Peters. I'm a resident of the town. I'm also a teacher over at the high school. And I wanted to talk to you about surprisingly planting trees. So I teach an AP Human Geography course. And last year, for the first time, as part of a final project in the fall semester, had students map out where to plant some trees in the town and our school campus as well. And I worked with Laura. So if you ever have questions after, she was pretty familiar with what we did. And students came and talked to her and planned out some different spots. And I told them up front that the goal being, the intention was in the spring to actually plant some trees. And I ordered some saplings from DEC's seed program, got the little 1-foot saplings. So they planned it out and we did get it done. I think there's a little back and forth in the spring, and I think the highway department didn't like some of the initial plans of where we wanted to go, but we got it worked out, and thanks to Laura's help for negotiating that. So we did get some trees planted both on the high school campus and a couple spots around town, in particular some areas on Kelt's Farm development.
Mhm.
So I came here tonight with the idea to see if you're interested as a tree council in doing something like that again this year, and get your thoughts on whether you'd like to do that, in what manner, and whether it be a question of, would you like me to get the same size trees, that sort of thing, or Do you have trees of your own? Did you have certain spots where like students to focus on? But and it would depend on the students I have and their interest. I definitely had some students who, as soon as I mentioned the idea, they were right on top of it, very interested in doing this and following it through. But that was my hope to get students involved in the community and get them to do something that they could actually see a tangible result of their work in the classroom. So that's the gist of the idea. I don't know if you have any questions for me. I'll do the best I can, and then I'll leave you to your business.
Yeah, the students were wonderful. I really enjoyed working with them. I recommend doing it again.
Laura had told us about this before. We were all very excited that there were students that were interested in doing this. So I would be very much inclined to work with you however you want. I have one question because we had talked a while ago. I had mentioned that the high school was a little sparse in their trees, especially when you look at surrounding high schools and how wonderful they really look. Laura, you had mentioned that as a council that we really can't plant there because it's state property. So is there any conflict of us? And I don't know how you get permission to plant at the high school, or you just put them in there, or?
Challenge too.
Okay, all right.
There were spots where students wanted to put them, which I thought would have been great, actually out along Balltown Road between the sidewalk and one of the school parking lots, which it's a very empty space, and that would have been ideal. And I was told by one individual that he was concerned the superintendent would not want the trees to block the view of the high school.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, and I was told this kind of late in the process here. So we made some adjustments and put them in some other spots in campus to make sure the students could actually get that done. But there may be a chance to work around it, because I noticed they did actually plant some trees over the summer around the high school and in the front, much closer to the building and a few other spots. So apparently somebody was willing to do it.
And I noticed that they actually had the bags, the watering bags. for
Yeah.
those trees.
Yeah, which I thought was a great idea for those trees.
And what kind of assistance would you like from us?
Well, I think the big questions that come to my mind right now would be, one, would you like us to continue with the smaller 1 foot saplings that come from DEC? They usually come 20 or 25 packs. Or would you like something bigger? And think in which case, and I hate to say that's probably gonna be on you to provide those. I can get the DEC ones, but bigger trees I think would be a bit more of a challenge.
Yeah.
And also, I think the big thing would be potential locations. Like if there's certain spots that you were interested in and was part of your bigger plans for the town, I could potentially point students in that direction in terms of here's an area to focus on and figure it out, map it out, figure out how you would do that. So those are the two things that come to mind immediately.
Those little trees are good, right? I mean, we've talked
Yeah.
about that at the last couple of meetings.
Some studies have shown
These-
that bigger
these are
trees,
These are
They're
tiny.
tiny.
Oh,
They have been
oh.
doing okay though. I check on them.
They're on
They-
par with our
they
Arbor
won't
Day
always-
trees, right?
Huh?
They're
Yeah.
on par size-wise with our Arbor.
Yeah.
No,
they're
they
like-
seem smaller than when I went out to look at them.
They're like about Arbor Day. size.
I thought they were like,
Some of them were little.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
vary in size
Yeah.
a bit.
how many were you able to plant?
Let's see, we wound up planting about 25,
Oh, great.
all, when it was all said and done, in different spots.
So we've been speaking too about some of those same places that you're thinking of, the berm between Balltown and the drainage area and the parking lot. I wonder whether coming at the administration from two directions could wind up helping. We also talked about
Mhm.
whether we were going to be getting those elms and
Yes.
whether they could wind up being, I mean, that was one of the places that we were thinking of. So, we're hoping to be able to talk CBS 6 into having some more trees. We were thinking of the high school so that Balltown Road really could be better. And if we presented this as, the muscle of Laura Robertson, basically along with the muscle of student energy. And I commend you. My daughter's had you in class. I know how great it is to have student participation and a teacher who's really behind them. So I wonder whether we could actually help each other there.
Yes.
I was
That was
wondering
my
too.
hope
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
And the elms that they're talking about is we've ordered elms for 3 years. We planted 2 sets of them, and the 3rd year is supposed to be coming, and I think it's another 20 elms that we had 60 altogether.
Okay.
So we're looking for locations for those 20 elms that we hope we'll get.
Yeah, that probably won't work for him now though, because they would theoretically come about a month from now and your students probably wouldn't be ready by
Yeah,
then.
they wouldn't be
But-
ready to go. at
But we
that
keep
point.
pushing them off. Could we push them off to the spring one more time?
I mean, I could ask, I could definitely ask. I know that Ray was, I think, overwhelmed by 25 trees, but he did say that he would be willing to work with you and the students and myself again next year with
Okay.
just a little bit less. And I do think that the willingness to work means that possibly we could use some of our budget to buy little bigger ones. Like the students could work on the locations and maybe even plant them, but maybe we could get like the ones we planted maybe for the volunteer day. Those were very manageable, like 3-gallon or whatever they were. Yeah.
Can your fall students set the groundwork in getting to the school district about planting?
Well, that would be my idea because I typically assign this as a final project in December, it's due towards the end of January. So by January, they should have a plan in place of what they've mapped out, what they want to do. That's why I didn't bother assigning to my spring semester because the timeline.
Yeah, because
just
the
didn't
fall
make
kids actually
sense.
did the planting, even though they weren't in your class anymore, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
Oh,
great.
okay. It was
Yeah.
the fall kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking getting the fall kids to speak to the school superintendent of schools and say, why can't we plant here?
and yeah, they potentially could.
Yeah.
Again, probably wouldn't happen no more till December and onward.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well-
that could be a possibility.
And another thing that helps sometimes with the school is if we're like, hey, tree council and students identified this location and they're also doing this town location. So the school doesn't feel like they're getting all the trees because I mean, I would be very happy to get all the trees, but like for
Yes.
whatever reason, sometimes it feels good to have the balance of like, but I definitely think the maintenance guys really resist the tree planting because it's, it adds to their
That's the way they're
time.
mowing.
Yeah.
But could it be approached the same way that you, could it be approached the same way that you did volunteer day?
It's what I
That
was
it-
thinking. Yeah.
That we don't need the highway department?
Yeah,
to-
that's, yeah, that,
Right?
well, we
I
can,
mean,
I mean, they can be bigger than those little guys, because
Right.
the sycamores, I mean, maybe one of them or two of them died, but
Mhm.
I checked on them just a couple of days ago and they still had leaves on them, so.
It
Yeah,
just would be nice if they were a little bit bigger, then they have impact. And I mean, the little tiny ones are hard to see.
I know, well, he
know.
protected them with the,
Yeah.
he did
Right.
a really good job protecting them.
Right.
Because we knew that was gonna be an issue.
Sorry, we're talking about that place, that placement along Balltown. One of the things that I wanted to bring up today was last week, we got all those sudden hard rains. And my son had walked from, the high school to the library and he sent me videos of like a traffic cone floating by. And we passed, and that whole front area is a temporary lake when that happens. So is this something that we can also use the idea of we're going to be preventing further damage by ensuring that there
Mhm.
are more trees there that's going to stop some of that ground slide that risks happening? I mean, you've got businesses like Stewart's there, you've got the road, you've got, the flooding that then goes into the road. We've got, I think, a few areas
Mhm.
of persuasion on this particular
Mhm.
front.
Okay, well,
Very
it all sounds
excited.
positive to me.
Yes.
Yeah, sounds
Very.
excellent.
We like trees.
Yes.
Great.
All right.
Well, thank you for giving me the
Oh,
time.
thank
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so Laura, I'll probably reach out to you. Maybe you can be the intermediary.
Yeah.
In the council in terms of what all of you are looking for, and
Mhm.
I can incorporate that into what I have the students do later this semester.
Well, yes, because I think last year, like they researched kind of right of way, public right of way, who would approve the trees, like all those kind of issues and codes. They were looking at different codes for
Yes.
trees and stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm wondering if the students might like to present to us, if we might like to hear their presentation on what their plans are.
Yeah, that could be a possibility too. So that'd probably be more of a January, February sort of possibility, but
Excellent.
And we do actually take a student representative on our tree council if any of them really love trees.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah. And that worked out very well when we did have a student representative.
Okay,
Mhm.
I'll definitely keep that in mind. That's good to know.
Nice.
Can I ask again what class this is?
AP Human Geography.
I have a high schooler who is looking at AP classes, so I figured I'd ask.
There you go. I'll make a plug for this one then.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Thank you again.
Thank you so much
Excellent. Thank you.
Have a good night.
too.
Okay. New business. Sorry. That is it. So, new business. Action. Do we have anything there?
Oh no, we don't have any new business.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
I have a quick question. I'm not exactly sure if new business only means like requests that come into the town that we're talking about, or just anything that the council might want to discuss.
We have used it for both traditionally.
Okay, all right. Well, I just have one question. I was wondering if under this section, new business action, that we might want to, I don't know, parenthetically add matters arising from the minutes, because oftentimes there's things that's in the minutes, we say we're going to do something, and then they just kind of like float along in the minutes, and we never kind of have any kind of resolution. So, I don't know how you'd like to approach that. For just a simple example is that you had mentioned that you were going to check the permeability of the fabric that was around the
Yeah.
trees. Well, I mean,
I did.
yeah, right, but I mean, it would be
It's
nice
true.
to know, in subsequent minutes
And
that,
it is permeable.
that it's been affirmed, or, I mean, but there are a lot of things like that we talk about and that we're gonna check into, but then they just kind of fade away because there's never any attention to that. So I just wanted to see what other council members thought about adding matters arising from the minutes and try and close the loop on certain things.
That's good.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So we can have like unfinished
Yes.
issues and what's the status?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
and
yes.
I'm a floodplain manager and I used to be on the NFISMA board.
Mhm.
And at the end of their minutes, they have action items.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
we always used to do that when we were as well.
Yeah,
Mhm. Mhm.
which we could do.
Mhm.
Yeah, maybe we can have new business / action items,
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and that's where we can.
yeah,
discuss
action
that.
items. Hmm.
And then in that you can include, we can talk about our goals and are we on track to, reach our goals and what we might need to do or.
Yeah, But we would actually put the action items at the end of the
Yeah.
minutes, right? And then we could just discuss them. Okay, yeah.
As long as there's something to kind of close the loop would be nice.
Mhm.
Mhm. Okay, all right.
Yeah, because actually,
Mhm.
I mean, it was an action item for me to check in with the Elm people, which I called
Yes.
and left a message and sent an email, and still no response, which is weird
Right.
because I did it like a month or two ago. I did the exact same thing.
Mhm.
Are you getting concerned?
I mean, their website's still open, and the interesting thing is, like, the voicemail is still the same lady. It's not like the number's disconnected. It is her name, and the email doesn't bounce back. But I do think it's very weird because I'm about to involve finance because we have a money deposit on those trees. So it's not like it was just a promise and they don't have to fulfill it. Like we put a deposit down and then they grow the trees and then we pay for the remainder. So I think that the money deposit is, I mean, like $600 or $700, but I mean, that's still important. So I'm about to have finance start.
Okay.
I mean, I think it would be sad, but I think they either have to give us back our deposit or they have to give us trees.
Right,
Sure.
right.
Mhm.
That you can control, that it doesn't go back to the highway department.
Yeah. We,
Right.
Was that, Laura, was that a planning department expense or was that
no,
free council,
those,
or how's that work?
yeah, those actually, I mean, it is a buy to grow program, so it does take a long time, but those purchase orders were actually done when our town comptroller was on the tree council. So that long ago, Paul Sebesta put those,
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, the first
Orders
elms
in.
were planted.
yeah, and we
There at
planted 2
Blatnick
sets
Park.
of them. We're just missing the third set. But actually, I mean, it was supposed to be delivered to us 2 years ago. So they've deferred them. And if they don't give them to us this year, it'll be 3 years that they were deferred. So, and I know that at least 1 year, they said they had had a really bad growth season and like they sort of guarantee that they're going to be a certain size and they hadn't reached a certain size. So they wanted to have another year's worth of growth on them before they delivered them. But I don't know why they're not calling back.
So do we have to have a plan in place if they come this fall?
We do. I'm still trying to, I mean, I think we should have ideas, definitely. I think that our fallback is that we did site out those trees for Commerce Park Drive. So if need be, we could put them all there. But if we have other spots, that would also be good.
One action item that I don't think got followed up on was that you were going to get me I think you said you had a contact person at the TV station
Oh,
to
yeah.
try to see if they would welcome some
Trees.
donations.
Yeah, of the elms.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And the high school is another one, but maybe Mr. Peters' kids can have better luck there.
Ray was open to working with them again. Because Mr. Peter asked me if Ray would work with him again, and I asked Ray, and Ray did say he would, but he wanted less. Because yeah, they had a plan to plant them on Lexington, and that got pulled, so they planted them all at Kells. But I think if we get to them a little earlier and we do some bigger ones, I think we could probably take them out of the tree planting budget.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah.
That would be great.
And can we go to organizations like Jeff said? Because remember at one time we were going to plant along that road by the bank.
So we can do CVS because it's public, I think, even though it's state owned. I've
Okay.
just kind of planted them like when I've planted in state and county right of ways, like on the line, because the county and the state technically would, be the ones to approve. But unfortunately, that road that goes to Ace Hardware, there's no public right of way there.
Oh,
Okay.
That's entirely private.
The one that you turn off of Balltown to go into the back.
Well, you turn off of not.
Yeah.
To
Oh.
go, that
okay.
way
That one.
behind
Across
the
from
bank.
the Market
so
32.
private.
Yeah.
owned.
And there
Yeah,
used to be a
and
line of
it's
trees
the
there.
back of the bank.
It's
so
owned by
it would
the
have to be the
Brown
bank
building.
property, but it's all
Kind
open
of looks
there.
German.
Oh, and actually the bank was another one. So the Balltown Road part of
First National Bank. Yeah.
is another one.
Yeah. All that area would be
Carol
great.
and Amanda and I talked to the bank at one
Mm.
point, but we didn't really have the right person, but we could try again too. Because there was a line of trees along that road,
Oh, that-
but that road had to get widened in order to accommodate the Ace Hardware, so that line of trees got taken down.
Oh.
If you go on Google Earth, you can probably still
I'll
change
see.
the dates back and see the old line. I think it was Norway maples, but Yeah, it would be really nice to get a line of trees back there.
Mhm. Mhm.
That, oh, it's the
With the
banks.
sign,
right here.
with the highway sign, that's an action.
Oh,
I'm
he
gonna-
picked it up. He did. He
Two
took,
of them?
he picked both of them up.
Where's he gonna put them though?
So he wants to put one on Balltown Road when you're coming up from the Rexford traffic circle.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Wonderful.
You suggested that.
And then
yeah.
he wants to put one actually in the town center
Oh,
on Knott
good.
Street East somewhere, so that when you're like in the town center, you get
Yay.
that
Sounds great.
Hooray.
notification.
All right.
And I don't think he's put him up yet, but he did pick him up from my office.
That's a big step.
Yeah, we've been doing
nice.
lots of tree counts. So it's great.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Oh,
Just, you
All
should
of your
just leave it
comments are-
on.
yeah.
Just leave it
Why don't you
on.
just leave all of your
I'd
good
like to be-
comments.
I'd like to be
I
anonymous.
know, but all your good comments are getting mixed.
It's true. You'd be surprised how much you can't hear if you don't talk in the microphone, like when you go back to the recording.
Okay, so, so go to the discussion items.
Okay, so,
Trustco Bank.
last month we had Tresco Bank. I didn't get a chance to go over and look at the trees. Did you?
I
Okay.
did.
Hmm.
I walked by it on my way home. So, it's a big parking lot where you're looking right there, but on the corner of Knott, there's a line of trees between the side, between the intersection and the exit
Mhm.
right from there, like across the street from the
Yeah.
co-op. And there's tree gap, and you can see
Hmm.
a stump. So something died there. So there's a
Okay.
great spot to put a
So-
tree there.
Mhm.
So do we want to then vote to recommend planting a tree in the spot?
I so moved.
Oh, yes,
Mhm.
second, yes.
So wait, can we just clarify that'll be along Knott Street
It's
East?
along Knott Street.
Okay.
Not Knott Street
What's
East. It's-
east?
it's
So
not
like a
Knott Street.
missing tree spot on Knott Street East?
I don't know.
It's
if
not,
it's east.
it's not Knott Street East.
Oh, you're right. It's
Mm,
just Knott
yeah.
Street. I'm so used to saying Knott Street East. Sorry.
Yeah, so it's just short of their exit, between their exit and Balltown Road.
Okay.
So will they have to like grind up the stump and get rid of the stump?
Well, they can do like we do and just like put
Yeah.
it next to it.
They can do a little one and put it next to
Okay.
it. Well, the highway department asked me to remind you guys to not put the stakes right close to the stumps.
I saw one that was right on a stump.
Well, we,
But that wasn't me.
we tell the residents that you can't put it in there, and when they're very insistent, we
moved
just figure, you know what, we'll put it in there, and the highway department's not gonna plant it there no matter what, because they just like won't listen. Well, that's where you took the tree down, they say.
That's where they want it back.
Yes, so,
So clearly there's no, there's no stuff underneath and no wiring or plumbing underneath. The
correct,
tree was there. so,
correct,
yeah.
so perfect spot.
Yeah.
If the tree is small, you can definitely still get it close to the stump though. Okay, so we'll do a missing tree
Do we tell them what though?
on Knott Street near the exit.
We don't wanna just have them arbitrary, do you remember what the trees are that
No,
are
but
there?
I'll try to look on my way home.
Mhm. And what might suggest what
Any
specific
non-maple.
couple trees or something.
They're probably not silver maples. Do you think they're?
They're
oak?
small. I
Oh,
think
they're
they're
small.
probably,
Like
pretty small to medium-sized trees,
Oh, like crab apples or something?
something
maybe?
like that.
Oh,
I'll take
okay.
a look on the way home.
All right. Yeah, because like GE, we made replace with linden on their line of lindens.
Right.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay. Did you guys make a motion and then? did you
Yeah,
vote?
so everyone approve that idea that we'll suggest a tree with, next to that stump?
Mhm.
All in favor?
Hi.
Okay, awesome.
I did, second.
Okay. Niskayuna Harbor is just kind of a running project. He did say that he would like to meet with you guys soon and he's gonna start working on his limits of clearing. Because it's such a big project, it's probably worth it if you got to have him come to a meeting so that they can start talking to you guys about what you want to see out there.
Should we do a site walk sometime?
So you can, he has said that people, for the planning can walk. There are trails in there that are impromptu trails. That'll get you
Nothing's
back.
weird. right
You can
there.
actually see quite a lot from the Mohawk Hudson Bike Hike Trail.
Yeah, I was riding there and trying to figure out where it was.
Because you
but
can
it
see the
wasn't obvious.
pond.
Okay.
A good way to kind of situate yourself is you can see the pond from the Mohawk Hudson Bike Hike Trail. Because right here is like power lines. So it is a little cleared and you can see the water because here's the Mohawk Hudson Bike Hike Trail. So if you're coming from Rivers Edge on the right, this is a pretty big pond. Like if
Oh.
you're looking on the right, you should be able to find the pond and that's how you can orient yourself.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll look again. I did write down that trail that,
There
that
is,
they told us about last week that he put in there behind the, river sledge. The one that
Oh,
goes
yeah,
down to
the
the
bike- yeah,
aqueduct. That's
yeah.
actually pretty, they planted a lot of stuff down there. It looks pretty good.
yes, we made them. The
It
tree
looks
council
good.
did.
You did a good job. It looks very,
These
very
guys.
good.
Some of them got a little toasted this summer, but
Right. And it's gonna block the view once they get big, because they planted a lot of them.
they took down, they were not
Oh.
supposed to take down as many trees.
Ah.
I mean, of course, the view is nice, but they weren't supposed to take down as many
Oh, okay.
trees as they
It
did.
looks good. Nice job.
So that one's just a running one. Glen Eddy, I think we talked about that one last time too. I couldn't identify anything that needed to be done out there. Did you guys want to make any recommendations on that one?
Do we have like a, kind of a pro forma recommendation about planting trees that are native, or as native as can be, or not invasive? Or, I know we were working on that list and Margaret was putting that together.
Well,
But-
these projects, they're kind of small, sometimes tenant change things that are coming to the planning board. But the planning board has gotten used to referring them to you with like sort of a pro forma condition that if the landscaping is dead or dying or a tree's missing, that the tree council can require that that tree be planted before the project gets closed out. So, but it doesn't, like, we don't have a specific thing about the kind. But we could make that. Good. I don't know if you would want it to come from you or if you're asking for it to come from the planning board, I guess is my question. Because these projects all come to you from the planning board
Right.
with conditions on the developer
But
that they work with them.
It would shortcut a issue if they knew at the beginning that they should be planting native trees.
Right.
Rather than come to us, then we say, oh no, that's
Right.
invasive, you should plant this, and so.
Well, so actually the Conservation Advisory Council has like a list of things that they want people to consider that will help the environmental impacts like dark sky lighting and pesticide free and that kind of thing. They've been developing like a checklist to give the developers. You guys could develop a checklist that we could give the developers. So like when they submit a site plan application, they're given these things to like make sure that they're counting for.
Well, we have that list that Margaret made, right? So we
But
just-
more than that too, like leaving as many trees as possible,
Yes.
watering the trees once they're
Yeah, actually, yeah.
planted, you know, a whole kind of little, have you done this? Have you done this?
Does that include
Yeah, you
the
can just
kind
make
of
it
replacing
like a site
the
plan
same
checklist, subdivision checklist.
diameter?
Yeah, we can do
Putting in
the,
the condition that whatever's replaced is one.
Well, that would have to be a code requirement. I mean, we could put it in as a recommendation right now,
Uh-huh.
but that's a very expensive thing to require of development. So as a recommendation, it's not going to have a lot of teeth. Right now, the code requirement is 2 trees are every 60 feet or something like that.
Okay.
And then we have negotiated with the developer through the planning board more. But if we were going to do the inch for inch thing, that's what we were saying. So like what we kind of agreed on is that conceptually, we could put language that says like the town should explore doing this inch for inch in the master plan and then come up with what the code would actually be written and then start working that through the town board to see if they would adopt it. And I agree with Margaret, the developers do want to know upfront what the costs are, so that is helpful. That is going to be a big expense for them though, so I would expect some pushback from that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. They may not be paying attention when you're adopting it, but once you tell them that that's the code.
Did a list ever get sent to Christian Louisi about the?
Mhm.
It
Yeah,
did? Okay.
yeah.
All right, okay. All right.
So didn't we
Yep.
discuss the Glen Eddy last time and I thought we had ideas, but I don't see it in the meeting minutes. But I remember,
Did you? I listened to some of that meeting to spot check the AI, but I didn't remember a Glen Eddy conversation. I mean, I know I brought it to you guys, but
It
I could
was,
go back
I thought
and
it was
was-
something minor, wasn't it?
yeah, it was something minor.
like just add a tree or two because the property's so big somewhere.
it was also, there's a courtyard where we couldn't see from the street, right? It was behind the building,
This is
right?
a courtyard you can't see from the
Yeah,
street.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember almost anything that we had any, no,
Yeah.
actually I do remember something. Let me rephrase that. That, I don't remember that we like thought they should do something in particular.
Yeah.
Because it was so,
Were we gonna go take a look at it and then decide?
So I think that's what we did like with Tresco. I thought that's what we did with Glen Eddy, which is why I brought it back so that we can make the formal recommendation tonight. They still have to go to the zoning board though. So if you guys want to look at it one more time, we could still bring it back to November meeting.
Did we do-
What is it that they're doing? Can you like?
Yeah, they are right now they have a tent. So this is like a 3-story building here, like the main entrance is down here. You can actually walk directly through the main entrance out the back. And they have a tent with tables. It's a nice outside area for their residents and they've been using it a lot, but the tent is like not the greatest creation ever known to mankind. So what they want to do is so the door to come out the buildings here, the green is like the little shrubs that they have. So you'd basically like walk, I don't know, like 5 feet, and then you'd be under a pavilion. And the pavilion that's the existing roof. And then they're just bringing the pavilion down and matching the roof and then allowing the outside tables to be there so that people can sit and enjoy the outside more.
but it's the
So we-
same footprint, right?
It's the same footprint as the
existing?
tent.
Oh,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they're making a change, we could add trees.
You
right?
could add trees.
So, but are we okay? We go back there and it's okay to go?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's,
Okay.
yeah. That's not us. It's not like, what's the one that has the memory care?
Altera?
Yeah, it's not like that, one of those.
So are those little shrubs on their schematic, are those existing or that's what they plan to put in there?
Those are existing.
Okay, all right.
You can actually see this kind of from Clute Crest. So here's like Console Road.
Mhm.
You can, like, this is the main entrance. The patio is right here. Actually, I think you can see the tent in this picture. That's probably the tent. You can just drive down Clute Crest Drive and you could look probably from Clute Crest Drive. I'm not sure that you could totally see in here, but that would give you a sense of where the thing would be without driving like way into the property if you didn't want to do that. But
How many trees are on that section of Clue Crest?
I don't know. I don't drive over there very often.
Because it looks like a couple public trees can be added.
They recently redid this circle here, which we did have recommendations for them and they did add some trees.
Is that something we can do? They want to redo the pavilion and we can suggest a freeway out by Clute Crest?
You could ask. Apparently the residents really love the trees because when they redid this, the residents were really upset. They had to take down a tree. So they put a bunch of them back to try and pacify them, but their residents really love their trees.
Oh, that's good.
As they should.
It does look like Clute Crest could use some street trees there.
Yeah, we could drive down that and see.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's a small project, so probably couldn't ask for a whole lot, like 1 or 2, but I mean, any little tree helps.
Yes.
So nothing around the pavilion is needed. Is that correct?
I mean, I haven't been on site, but it's fairly
Looks like
treed. Yeah, I mean, We could ask them if there's room to plant them near the, yeah, this has got to be there. Because this is where the,
Yeah.
I mean, it already looks like a roof, but it's probably the tented roof.
Mhm.
I mean, maybe something in here too, but there might be a reason that that's open too. I'm not sure.
Yeah. along
Or
with
maybe
this
in
would
that
be nice.
circle, they could put one.
This one,
That thing.
Yeah.
this looks like stormwater to me,
Wow.
but
Yeah.
we could,
It does.
I mean, also I could ask him, like, they're
Yeah.
very nice. Like, we could go out and
Yeah, that
and see if he would meet
Yeah.
with us, doesn't it?
Yep.
Looks like there's a medium sized one there. Oh yeah, a couple, right? These along Clute. Yes.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, sure.
You could definitely fit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we could just make a recommendation tonight to
Mhm.
ask them to plant 1 or 2 trees along Crest Drive there.
If that's a walking path around the stormwater basin, it would be nice if a couple shade trees were
Yeah, that's
Mm.
on the
true,
far
too.
end of the,
Should
walking
somebody
path.
go out and take
That
a
looks
look?
like benches. Yeah, we probably should. Yeah,
And I'll try to drive over there.
yeah.
So,
If these
do you
are,
think we could wait till November?
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, because they
Why don't
have to
we
get
do
a
that?
variance. It's too high.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll bring that back in November. They're really nice to work with too. The other two, I didn't really have great site plans for them yet, and these are new, so this is really just a kind of like Trustco, like walk by and see what you can see. But there's a tenant change now on this building, which which we were just talking about. I don't know that for a tenant change we could get the whole line, and actually, I'm not 100% sure that they have the ability. They have room to plant here anymore, but this is where that line of trees was once. So maybe we could at least ask them to explore that.
Mhm.
I think on the aerial, I don't know if this is the new road or the old road and the lines are approximate, but their line is very close to the edge of pavement, but
So is this in the Market 32 Plaza?
yeah, Market 32 is up here,
Wait, where is
Where?
Market 32?
up here. This is First National Bank of Scotia and this is Ace Hardware.
Oh.
This is the building
So we're
that's-
on the post office
Ah.
side.
Yeah, this is the
Oh.
post
Oh,
office
okay.
right here.
Oh, okay, there's the. post
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
office.
Oh, 2320, that's supposed to.
So they actually have quite a few trees in the back here and they own all of this parking in the back lot here. And so we could check and make sure that all those trees look pretty good. Although I walk there fairly regularly and I think they do, but I can also try and get out here because I walk through here sometimes at lunch. But this is where the line of trees used to be. And then they had to widen the pavement.
So
Are
we
we-
can or can't go after that. through this.
I think we could start on it. The only thing is this is approximate and I believe that when Ace Hardware widened that road, both the planning board and the tree council wanted those trees to be replanted. This is approximate. I think this line is actually like on the pavement. So I think we tried once before. We could ask again, but I think that if you look at a legal survey, they don't have room to plant a tree between the edge of pavement and the grass. I think that this whole section is owned by the First National Bank of Scotia.
Yeah,
It
that's
looks
where we
like,
were hoping to
um,
plant some more trees.
At the post office, they have some trees in between, if I'm seeing that right, trees in between the building and was that parking over there?
There's some, I mean, this is my
Because it looks like
dentist.
there's some shadowing on the rooftop.
There's some shrubs and, I mean, there's trees here and there's trees here. In between the post office and here, I think it's like mostly shrubs.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything bigger than the roof.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I parked there. My dentist is in that building.
Hmm.
So
What
that one's just a walk around and see what you think, because it's new.
Okay.
Yeah. What about small ones, like along the building itself?
So
Do we ever
What's-
recommend shrubbery, which my understanding is really the same thing as a tree?
Just
except
keep
it's
it on,
got a
Tony.
different shape.
We can, yeah. Especially if it serves the same sort of purpose as a tree, like providing habitat or
Right.
pollinator
Right,
friendly
yes,
spaces or whatever,
yes.
yes.
so what's new about the building? I mean, it's been a long.
Nothing, they're just having a tenant change.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We are just trying, when there's tenant changes now, like, that's the reason that we kind of transformed Market 32. I mean, that's obviously a big tenant change,
Mhm.
but like, the planning board is trying to get in the habit of just like,
Yes.
okay, are there outstanding planning issues? And then they're also getting in the habit of referring all the tenant changes to the tree council
Mhm.
because our commercial spaces, the landscaping and maintenance of them is
Yeah.
important to the town character. So even if it's just a tree here or there, like a dead one or a tree that was removed, a lot of times, the developer's just not replanting because it costs money. But if they're going to get a new tenant or trying to just use
Yeah.
that, I mean, it has to be small in scale. Like we couldn't ask them to replant the whole line because they're just getting a new tenant in one tiny part of their spot. But if you chip away at it every time you get like a tenant, then eventually you get more trees back.
It looks to me like there's a decent sized tree in that square part of the building at the bottom in the upper left.
There are. There's
Quadrant?
actually quite a bit of big trees back here.
No, not way back there, but a little bit further up, like
Oh.
right in that corner.
Oh, here?
And to the left. Yeah, right
Yeah,
there.
there is a tree there.
So what about like right above that? Couldn't they put a few, a couple in, like in the grass there?
Yeah, I think there's room for trees on this side of the building.
Yeah.
I think this is deceptive. I don't think they own like that. Cause I mean, there, that
Yeah.
looks like you could get the trees in, but I don't think you
Mhm.
can.
Mhm.
But on the other side, they definitely own along here.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like, I go by there all the time, take a look.
You want to take a look at it? Yeah, so that'll be for next meeting.
Okay.
And then the other one that's for next meeting is 30 the Hannaford is also getting a new tenant, a nail salon. So it doesn't really matter that it's a nail salon because we just try and make the landlord do something.
Mhm.
I don't go to that Hannaford very often, but we could see if there's any trees that have died that they haven't pulled out. Cause that was happening at ShopRite Plaza. Remember, there was just a lot of dead trees.
Mhm.
So we had Starbucks pull some dead trees out and replace, and then Market 32 pulled some dead
Mhm.
trees out and replaced. So now it looks a lot better. There's a lot of ash trees that died over at the Market 32 Plaza.
Perfect picture as to why parking lots have ruined this country. It's got like
Mhm.
There's no
10
trees.
times more space than you need.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Almost as bad as the Mohawk Commons.
Well, that was the way people did it, right?
Yeah.
You
There
gotta
is-
have all this parking.
There is a great planning book about like parking lots and the death of
Mm.
something. I can't remember exactly what the title is, but it is how parking lots kill
Mhm.
things.
I think we just gave it to Elise.
Yeah. But I
Maybe
think they have little islands here. I think the trees really suffer in those islands, and I think a
Yeah.
lot of times they die and they don't replace them.
Yeah.
Along the
Gets so
same
hot.
question with the
It's hot.
shrub recommendations, how far removed are pollinator gardens from shrubbery? Because I mean, if they don't have room, like you said, they are like in the parking lot, it's too hot, there's not enough space. I mean, Ecos goes around and plants those pollinator gardens, and they say eventually kind of take care of themselves or whatever, or is that too far out of our mission?
The Trees Council has recommended pollinator gardens before, but
Mhm.
generally speaking, the CAC does that.
Okay, all
They
right.
have
Well,
like
if they
the-
don't,
We can.
I mean, just to
So we-
soften what a parking lot is like.
We
Right.
did that with Market 32. We had them plant.
Mhm,
They wanted to just
Mhm.
plant
mhm.
something, and we had them change it all to black-eyed Susans and I
Mhm.
think it was daylilies or something.
I know they do have a lot of black eyed Susans.
Yeah.
But I mean, and those are pretty hardy.
Mhm. Although I think some of them suffered this summer too.
So where in there is the new tenant? Is
The
there
new
one to the
tenant's
left?
over here. So yeah, if there's a tree on this side, that would be the best.
There a lot, so I can.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I think there may have been an existing nail salon there that went out of business and a new owner, and probably not even out of business for long, but a new owner is going in. So yeah, if there's something directly in front, that would be best right here.
So we're getting a new nail salon both in Knott Street and on Council.
A lot of nails to be taken care of. There you go, John.
It's a very important thing. And then the last one, is a site plan that the planning board's working through. Doesn't need action tonight either, just to drive by. Actually, they've planted a lot of trees, but it's probably still worth it for you guys to go out and take a look. They have a giant, spruce tree. I think it's
Where
spruce.
where is this? I mean,
So, this is, State Street right here, and this is Albany Street. And this little building is Upstate Guns and Ammo.
Oh,
And
Ah.
this little building is Graham's Coffee Parlor.
Right.
So,
Oh,
and there's
former.
like roads that go from State Street to Albany
Yeah.
Street. I think there's even maybe one right here.
So
Um,
the old Walmart's across from. the
yeah,
Guns and
but
Ammo,
you can
yeah.
actually, I mean, it's 3406 Albany Street.
Yeah.
It looks like a single family home.
Yeah.
There's a monk that lives there, and in the back they're looking at adding a meditation room to practice. I think it's Buddhism. They did.
So the
They
monk
do
lives
have. You
behind.
can recognize it's kind of like a White House. They have a huge tree in the front. And they have planted some trees around it, but you could just take a look and see if you thought there was anything else that could be done.
It's a crooked through lot.
Oh yeah, I can
So
show
the
you
front of the house is on Albany Street. And the back, which is where they're going to be meditating in the detached garage,
You can check on.
is on
Gassner, yeah.
Gasner.
Yeah, it is on. You can also drive back on Gassner.
oh, I see.
It is a through lot. But you
Seems like if you're
can.
meditating, you would want trees.
Yeah, this is the way that I find it. It has this huge, I don't know. I think it's a spruce tree.
Oh.
And I actually think since this picture, I think the last time I was out there, they had planted a couple weeping cherries or something here. And I know that they're very nice.
Mhm.
You could probably knock on the door or they can meet you out there. But they've also planted trees on the inside of their fence. They like trees.
And so what are they doing?
Meditating.
They're
Mhm.
they are, you can see it actually. This building right here,
Mhm.
they're proposing for that to be a house of worship. This one. This guy.
Okay.
Is there a parking lot back there? Or is
Not
somebody else's parking lot?
really.
I
They
don't-
park on the lawn, but the planning board is working with them on maybe doing some grass pavers if it was
Mhm.
needed. Um, I think they do also actually park here, even though it's grass.
Mhm.
So I would say, generally speaking, we would probably normally recommend trees to go there, but I think if you drive by, they've already planted some trees there, but I can double check it too.
Mhm.
That's the only other one that's really coming for the planning board that
Mhm.
will need a recommendation. Gasner. We can just drive over there. It's not very far.
Jeez, it's ugly on the other side.
Whee!
You know where every single street is in this?
No, I did a
Laura?
site visit on this one.
Oh, is that? I'm very impressed.
I parked right over here.
Very impressed.
Oops. So, I think I went too far. Too many clicks. Yeah, I went too far.
Wow, that was a cool
This
car.
is the back of it here.
Mm.
Which, if I remember from my site visit, those trees are still there.
Oh, we could put some along there then.
Yeah, it's not terribly untreed there. That house could probably, well, they got some pretty big trees though. This is basically the backside of it as it touches Gasner, but I think they also sometimes park there.
Mhm. Okay.
It might be nice to have shrubs in front of the fence instead of seeing the fence we see.
Yeah, you could go out and look, and if
Yeah.
that looked like maybe you could even do
Yeah.
small tree, understory trees or something there, maybe or something. I think those are white pines.
Is that a driveway on the?
That is a driveway, but it's not theirs. Theirs is the fence area.
Okay.
Their whole area is totally fenced in.
How far is that from the Schenectady line? That's pretty close, right?
Pretty close.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Graham's, and there's a parking lot right next to Graham's. The line goes right through that.
Okay. All right. We have some homework.
That's all I have from planning board.
Okay. Okay, so highway department liaison. Or you want to talk about it or?
And Chet sent a summary last month, and basically the same kind of concerns, the watering, the signs, and that's about it. I guess
Yeah.
we'll send another one.
So
Just
say
you-
Chet and I were watering the trees at Blatnick Park by the splash pad. And we just happened to bump into Ray, who was out and about. And we talked about watering and trying to, potentially get that watering trailer there that they
Tank.
have
Tank.
in Schenectady for us. And really seemed like Ray's position was, we really don't want to water. He's like, my guys are doing so much already. So, that was sad, but he was open to the idea, I think, of trying to get that tank. Something.
He
So,
he
I mean,
could
it's
get
very
the tank and then
But not water?
volunteers
Well-
could drive the truck.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think it's not on a truck, right? It's just
Well,
a
You put
You
it
get
on.
the
Well,
the
it
tank
truck.
has
on
to
a
go
trailer?
on a trunk. No, we
You get a
have,
tank,
Goes
you
in
get
a
a truck to
pickup
put it
bed.
on.
What's
It's
Schenectady
movable.
uses, and they
You can
built
put it
one
on
for
and
us.
off.
Mhm.
they built one for us. But so is it on the
We have
trailer too,
pictures
or
of
it's
it.
nothing?
No, you can, with a fork truck, you can lift it up onto it.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Pickup truck bed.
So anyway, but his message was pretty clear. It's like, we don't want to water. We're not going to water. They're like, we don't have the ability, the capacity.
So they use the person power to plant the trees, but then let them die.
well,
See,
I
that's
mean,
the-
it is an issue that we have to continue to discuss and keep on because it's, as we said before, it's a unfortunate waste of money for the
Yeah.
trees that die and the human resources that plant them. So, I mean, I wonder what the return on investment is. I mean, that I don't know. But that could come back to haunt us to say, then forget about it. You
Yeah.
can't, you can't plan. If they're gonna die, forget about it. We're not gonna give you money. So, I mean, but I don't,
So they do actually say that, like, we can't go after planting grants from the DEC. There are a fair amount of them,
yes,
but you have to have a watering
I
plan
know.
and you have to have the capability of implementing it. So we don't go after the planting grants because
I know.
of that issue. We don't
Talking
have-
point with Ray might be to use the bladders. Filling a bladder, tree bladder, is a lot quicker than standing there watering the tree.
Oh, the
gators,
yeah,
yeah.
The gators.
yeah. Mhm.
So we could switch, you don't have to stay and water 10 trees. You fill up a gators, takes 10 minutes or 5 minutes to fill up the gator and move on.
Yeah.
That might be a better use of their time.
Mhm.
Is Schenectady is able to do that, because I was talking to this woman who works for the Schenectady Business Development Team or whatever, and they're the one, they have a budget, and they're the ones who do all the plantings and the watering. I know that this is way beyond our ability as a tree council, but, you know,
The-
what about the businesses in the town to have a budget for things like that? I mean, because all the
Sure.
businesses, I guess,
No.
I don't have a particular fee or something to be part of that, or,
Well, Schenectady County under Nick,
Yeah.
he does
He
go and
waters.
waters.
Yes, he does.
I mean, we tried to get him to water by the co-op and we almost succeeded.
oh,
He watered the Dean
Oh.
Street trees after they were
Oh.
planted.
Yeah.
so.
But-
All right.
Mhm.
All right, maybe that should be an item that we should just continue to try and come up with a plan for how do we actually,
Yeah,
Make
maybe
our
we should
trees
talk to
survive.
other towns and see if-
Right.
how they do it.
right,
I mean, I think I've said this before, but I was driving my daughter to horseback riding
Mhm.
camp and I was driving by one of the Clifton Park parks on Balltown Road. I think it's Garnsey. Every morning at the exact same
Yes.
time. And every morning at the exact same time, there was a watering truck watering those trees.
are
that they
those the
planted.
parks though? I mean, is it
I don't
Parks
know.
Department?
I'm
who
not
does
sure.
it?
Like we could
Okay.
ask. Like I'm not sure who it was.
Mhm.
It definitely had a symbol on it.
Yeah.
And it had a tank in the back. And they were driving on the grass because there isn't really an easy way to get to those trees.
Right.
And they would just the
Right.
tree the thingy would be on the grass and then they would be watering one of the
Yeah.
trees and I was driving by.
Actually, hearing Tori mention the Parks Department,
Right.
what, maybe we should be asking Highway Department, maybe we can ask it.
Well,
that-
highway's in charge of Parks Department.
Oh,
That was, well, that was
Yeah.
in one of our communications to the highway department. we asked if we could meet to discuss the possibility of perhaps partnering with parks, at least to be able to do something with our public plantings. And we haven't got a response from that, but we did suggest that.
Is this a question that would have to go up to the town board as to like where within our town this responsibility is going to fall? And
Yeah.
who be, because obviously we have no power to tell a department that, hey, this is under your auspices, but they kind of do. I'm wondering if maybe we can kick this upward to be like, hey, this is what's happening with other towns. If we do the research on that, help us to maintain this here in Niskuna, so we're not just getting these
Yeah.
dead, dried twigs
Hmm.
of wasted money
Mhm.
and wasted town resources.
That's a good idea because it might also, the town would be the ones to say, well, maybe we need to find a way to get a person
Mhm.
Yeah,
to do
Mhm.
that.
Then
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
if we say, okay, so we can get the watering equipment, then maybe we kick it to the town board to figure out, okay, so where's the money coming for truck and manpower?
Yeah.
I
I think we have to keep trying. That was actually one of the reasons that we had that presentation in the town board.
Yeah.
Because we were literally saying we recognize that there are tons of demands on the highway department. And, you know, that really the direction of where they put their resources comes from you. So
Mhm.
can you please help us? Like, do you agree with this?
Yeah.
This is why it's important. Can you help us get them the resources, or,
Mhm.
you know, say, oh, if you're gonna water trees, then we understand that you can't, you know, build the patio at the
But
town
in
hall,
the
or
end,
I
it
just-
seems like all
whatever.
it did was piss Ray off.
But yeah, it did. It absolutely did. Like, we were
And
trying
the
to
town
actually get
council
them,
did nothing for us.
and they
know.
did not. But I think that,
The two people on the council who were most interested are the ones that have left, right? John
Are
and.
leaving.
Yeah, or leaving.
John has been
Adora.
supportive of what the tree
Yeah.
council needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Um,
I mean, we can't keep planting trees if we have no way of maintaining
Yes,
them.
Yeah.
yes, yes,
Laura, have we been,
oh, you know what?
correct,
Shoot.
correct. Well, maybe this needs to be a.
have we been
project that
tracking
we-
the trees planted versus the trees dying?
Say what?
Have we been tracking the trees
that's what I-
planted versus trees dying so we can start
Right.
producing financial
Right.
data?
Agreed. That's why I said, like,
I
return
don't
on
know, have
investment.
we been tracking them?
No, we need.
Well,
to
I'm
plan.
not sure if that's true.
Mhm.
I'm
We do
sorry.
have some from Center, but that was, remember, those died on Center Road, but that was,
Those were
The
donated
Rotary.
by the Rotary,
yeah.
and then Fennegans replanted them, and they did pretty good. But I think this summer did them in again. Summer was such a hard summer. I am really sorry, you guys. I have a hard stop at 7.
Oh.
It's gonna be like different for me to like turn all the things down.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I'm really sorry.
All right.
Okay.
Mhm.
So just some very quick announcements, I guess. I guess you all got the email that the photo contest was
Mhm.
over.
Awesome.
We decided our winners. And so that's done, and we're putting together a calendar.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
Yes. And I looked into Microsoft Calendar thing. We can talk about that. I could show it to you at some point. And they were going to look into, was it on Shutterfly?
I
we
did.
gonna
Yes, I
sell
looked at
them?
the Shutterfly.
Yeah. And
Maybe we can sell so many, we could buy a truck.
We better get
Yeah.
started.
I have to be like that, what was the movie about? We're gonna have to show some skin in order to get people to buy enough of those. Yeah.
and we should probably also tell people about the tree, what do we call it, or document that we worked
Oh,
on?
master plan.
Master plan, yeah. So you finished the master plan and Laura gave it to Ray
And Pete.
and Pete.
Mhm.
And Ray was not very happy with it.
He
But-
didn't say that. He asked if he could have one to he asked if he could compare it to the old one. And then I told him there wasn't anything to compare it with. It was the first one.
And has it gone to Erin?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did talk to her about it, and she said send it over to her. And there's been a couple questions from people lately about tree planting, so I'm letting it sort of sit with the supervisor a little bit, and then I was going to see if I could share it with a couple other people just for their comments. in town hall staff people.
Yeah. Is the inch for inch thing, because
That is not
That's
it's
done,
not
or
written in
it's
there.
not?
Not
Yeah.
in there.
yeah, because I mean, I think I sent around something to the council earlier. It's like, it doesn't just work exactly inch for inch, right? Because like, you take down a 30-inch tree, putting in 31-inch trees is like, it's not the same, right? And I think that we need to nuance that some.
Work out a
If this
different
ever becomes
ratio.
part of, yeah, like if you take down bigger trees, well, you got to plant somewhat bigger trees. Still at least get like inch for inch, but in some cases, you may need to get more than inch for inch if you're taking down really
And I
substantial
will
trees.
say as a physicist, 31-inch trees does not have the area equal to one 30-inch tree.
Yeah.
But we probably have to do some
31-inch trees.
Yeah.
Ultimately, you need more ground space than one 30-inch
Sure,
tree.
yeah.
And be very,
Yeah.
very
Also true.
significant.
We should
10
look
years
at,
later, yeah.
I know like Syracuse has done it and Margaret was looking into
Right.
that, so we should.
We should see how
they're
it
doing
works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jeff, didn't you bring it up? Didn't you?
I
bring
brought it up,
Yeah.
but I didn't have any knowledge. It was absent any expertise.
Okay, well, Laura needs to go.
Mhm.
So
Nothing new on the tree
Just-
planting
yeah.
subcommittee, except that I guess that since last time, I think we got them in, we got 10 stakes in the, 12 stakes in the ground. So I think
Yeah,
that's our
The
report.
10 trees are ordered and they are going to be planted, I think, at the beginning of next week. And then I think, can you guys, I'll just have to, because he wouldn't give me any more stakes. And then I'll try and get more stakes back and then you can finish the
Is
planting.
is it too late though? Was
I
it
think
too
we
late?
should really try. There's
I
one guy
want
who
to.
sent back his letter that calls me every
I
other day.
know, I know.
So I really want to try to at least get,
You get the
some
steaks. Do
steaks
you
I
want
could
me to
donate.
make my own steaks?
no.
Oh, no, I'm only teasing. All right.
Well, once they're planted, then we'll get out and follow up with each household with watering instructions.
Yeah, and then I'll let you guys know if you guys run into them, because it seems like you do sometimes, and ask them for the more stakes, because I know that they are ready to plant them. And I'll try and see if I can get more stakes from him too, so that we can get the second round staked.
Are they like special steaks or?
No, but a stake from the highway department, I think, signifies their commitment that they're gonna do the
Exactly. Oh, I
work.
see.
So it's not the hunk of wood.
Yeah.
all right, can we have a motion to,
I move to adjourn.
I second.
everyone in favor?
Yeah.
Okay, we're adjourned.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
So Jeff, are you gonna send me, summary this time?
Sure.
Okay.